than it is about something that really hits home. But it is a severe line item, as Bill pointed out. In the computer business, and so in the computer business, we, since we're in the South Suburban region as opposed to being a downtown company, we need to offer competitive benefits in order to attract that talent. Many people come from a larger firm where health insurance is subsidized to the degree of 70, 80%, and so for us, being able to do 60% is a big deal. And then obviously, like Larry, we welcome those employees that have spousal coverage, because those employees are much less burden for us. But recently we picked up some individuals and some employees who, for instance, the one has a wife who has rheumatoid arthritis. And so we picked her up, and I spoke to the broker, and yet we don't know what our exposure will be until next year comes around. But undoubtedly we will see an increase. And so employees obviously don't have the luxury to pay the fair burden of the cost. And I commend Larry for being able to offer 100%. That's a great thing. But as a business owner, it's a very difficult challenge on how do you provide a competitive benefit, and yet...
Did you notice that in this proposal, and I'm not saying this will be the final proposal, but if you pay up to 60% of your premium, you would get an annual tax credit of $1,000 employed, $2,000 for family. If you paid more, there's an additional tax credit over 60%.
Yeah, so I think that's a welcome benefit. It's very hard for a small business to compete in this environment, to attract good talent, treat their employees well without it. And much like Larry, in years past, I had gone ahead, and you notice that insurance companies do offer a bonus, a new company bonus, and so you sign on to that insurance company, and re-enrollment comes around, and you switch insurance companies, and you're playing the game. But much like any game that's being played, it's only a matter of time before market conditions come to bear. So
I don't believe that we're talking about a government plan. I can't see that. What I see is something like this that uses private insurance and creates more of a market experience where you can actually shop. This open enrollment where you can shop for the plan that's right for you and your family, and competition among the providers because they know you have that choice. I really think that's what's missing in the picture now. You're stuck because of pre-existing conditions. You're just stuck. There's no place to turn, in where you can go. And creating more of a market experience here, I think, will give consumers a better chance, and people will be shopping for what they think helps them the most. I mean, I had a woman in my office who had terrible problems with her feet, and she couldn't get her Humana health insurance plan to allow for surgeries to remove the bunions from her feet. They said, no, we give steroid shots. Didn't work, but they still wouldn't cover it. Following September, she switched to Blue Cross and went through the surgery. I mean, it was like she could shop for what she wanted and what she needed. So that's what I see. But I don't see the national plan approach to this. Now, there are many different approaches to it. John McCain has one, Barack has another, and Congress will probably have something else. But the question is whether or not we can have any better luck with this issue than we did 15 years ago. Because when the Clintons brought it up, if you'll remember, it crashed and burned. And people said, whoa, I don't want government involved because they're going to limit my choices. They're going to ration care. They went through this long list of things. Government didn't get involved, and all those things happened. The market did them in the current circumstance. So the question is, can we create a bipartisan, it'll take bipartisanship, to push a health care plan? And the last point I'll make to you is never forget that a lot of people are making a lot of money in the current system. There are people who really don't want to see much of a change from the viewpoint of their own self-interest. But we have to convince them that the current system is unsustainable. And I believe it is unsustainable. And we have to find another approach to this thing that is much fairer.